everybody, and welcome to the 2012 NCAA All-Star Nationals with Amanda Borden. I'm Craig Minervini. This championship now in its 26th year, the longest-standing competition of its kind, and over 17,000 cheerleaders are here vying for some championships. Today we'll look at the all-girl divisions.
We're going to be starting in the large girl division, and that is where we have two storied programs going head-to-head. We have the Maryland Twisters F5, the defending world champions, going against World Cup shooting stars who have won this competition 2 years in a row.
And there's another program here out of Georgia that has been a dominant factor when you talk NCAA All-Star Nationals.
And that's the Stingray All-Stars, who have won 5 of the last 7 national championships. The reason they do so well here is the depth of their program. They continue to bring teams back to this competition vying for national championships. However, this year, the team gunning for that spot are the California All-Stars.
Hi everybody, welcome to a brand new season of gymnastics. Welcome to Westwood. Jim Watson alongside 96 Olympic gold medalist Amanda Borden. This is a great event. It's a brand new event for us. We're excited about it. We get to see the best athletes early in the season, but how does it affect the performers?
Well, what a great way for these teams to start the season with the opportunity to see what they are up against in the Pac-10 and how difficult this conference is. The other side of it, however, this is a huge competition for brand new freshmen to be walking into, seeing all the teams, and for some, the first time they've been on television.
The night belonged to the star of the show, UCLA sophomore Vanessa Zamarripa.
Well, she delivered unbelievable routines throughout the night, and that is what won her the all-around title. However, in December of this season, she tore her Achilles and will be out the entire season.
So teams like UCLA, you know, when they lose a big star like that, sometimes they have to rebuild, or people say they reload, but UCLA is so deep and their athletes are so beautiful, all they had to do was really remodel. Who's going to fill the void?
That's right. They didn't just lose Vanessa, they also lost their star freshman, Samantha Pesek. They do have the depth, and they are counting on 2 more all-arounders. Junior Elise Hoffner-Hibbs. She was a 2008 Olympian and is known to handle the kind of pressure it takes to be on this team. However, in the season opener, she did struggle on the balance beam. Joining her, hoping to handle that pressure as well, is senior Brittany McCullough. She is in the lineup on all 4 of these events, but the 2 events she is known for are floor and vault. Also, Stanford has battled UCLA for the conference title for the last 14 years, and senior Shelly Alexander is hoping to make this year their year. She shines on all 4 of the events, but where she could close the door for Stanford is on the vault and the balance beam. Of course, Oregon State has been right in the mix the last few years, biting at the heels of both UCLA and Stanford. They lost Mandy Rodriguez, like you mentioned. However, trying to fill her shoes is Michaela Stamba. She's only a sophomore, but she won the 2010 Pac-10 Freshman of the Year, and she is capable of 4 huge scores on all 4 of those events.
All right, let's take a look at our tournament format. There are 7 schools competing today, 7 rotations on the 4 apparatus, so that means 3 teams with a bye rotation. We're going to crown champions on each of the individual apparatus, and then, of course, an all-around champion as well, a total of 5. It is a brand new event. It is a great event in one of the best venues in the country for gymnastics. Inside Poly Pavilion, and a good crowd has shown up for this one. Let's take a look at rotation number 1. Of course, there are 7 teams competing, so there'll be 3 teams sitting on the sideline. UCLA, Arizona, and Washington will watch the first round. Stanford on the vault, California, Oregon State, and Arizona State are all in action in rotation number 1. And let's begin with Stanford on the vault. Dani Akoma, the senior from Naperville, Illinois, 4'11". We have watched her literally grow up. She broke into the lineup as a freshman, and she has never been out of it since.
Well, this is a great event for Stanford. In fact, Coach Smith said starting the season out, they're going to expect consistency and great routines on vault and bars. Of course, they're great on all 4 of the events. One thing that Stanford does well here is they set their vaulters up for success. Most of their vaulters start at a 10-0 start value.
Dani Akoma was on the vault last year, of course, for Stanford, but not in the leadoff position. That was Blair Ryland, so they hand the mantle to her. Get them started well.
Very nice, Yurchenko layout vault. We're going to see that vault all day long, so the judges, of course, looking for a great landing and height off the table. Let's take another look at our vault. A lot of power coming into the table. See clean off the table there with the layout full twist. You can see a step there on the landing will be a 10th and a half.
This might be one of the best gymnasts in the Pac-10 this year. Shelly Alexander, the top all-arounder for Stanford, and she's going to fill that void left by Carly Janiga, who's the 2009 champion, graduated Stanford. Alexander has gone 39.5 in the all-around. and she won the 2009 NCAA Regional on this event, the vault.
Well, you can see she brings a lot of confidence to this team. A little deep breath there, but she's always got a smile on her face and really seems to just enjoy the competition. What makes her a great athlete is she's consistent on all 4 events. Beautiful Yurchenko full, and that's the kind of landing the judges are going to see. The first Yurchenko full went 9.7. That's got to be 9.8 or better. And you can see the reaction on her face. The same exact vault we saw from the first member of their squad. Lay out Yurchenko full, but spotted that landing, and very clean deduction.
We have the score for Nicole Dayton just before Shelly Alexander, a 9.775. So Stanford starts out 9.7, 9.775, and then Alexander's is the best vault of the 3 so far. So a good start for Stanford starting out on the vault. Let's take a look over on the beam where Oregon State is already in action. This is Olivia Vivian, the junior from Perth, Australia. She was an Australian Olympian back in 2008.
Well, this is a tough event to start on for anybody. Very difficult, a lot of adrenaline coming out of the gate. And in their season opener, this was the event that they struggled on as a team. In fact, 2 of their athletes fell, so there's a little bit of pressure on their shoulders. And they have a very young lineup. No seniors in this entire beam lineup.
3 sophomores, 2 juniors, and a freshman in their beam lineup today. Oregon State and UCLA do have the advantage that they have a meet under their belts. UCLA went to Utah, number 5 in the nation. They also had trouble on the beam, ended up losing. Oregon State was at home against number 12 LSU. Oregon State had trouble on the beam, but managed to win the meet anyway.
For both of these teams, we'll say that beam is hopefully going to be a redeeming event. Leap pass, slight wobble there, switch leap. All the athletes required, of course, tumbling series, leap connections, all helping them earn a 10.0 start value on this event. Getting ready for the dismount, finishing round off double full, clean landing, and really, more importantly, they stayed on, got some routines under their belt.
It wasn't a wow performance, but it was clean.
Let's take another look at her dismount. Finished it out with a round off double full. Spotted the landing. Very nice.
That's Tanya Chaplin right there. She's the Oregon State head coach, and when she was a college gymnast, she competed inside Pauley Pavilion for UCLA. She was an All-American and a Pac-10 champion. Here's Ashley Morgan now for Stanford.
A lot of power built in this vault. Huge Yurchenko Arabian, perfect landing. They're just getting better and better every vault.
And Kristen Smith has stacked her vault lineup, and Danny Acoma really got it going with that 9.7, and now they're just building off of it.
Well, you can see a lot of power coming into the table. Beautiful layout Arabian, stuck that landing perfect. You can see her teammates liked it too.
Now Stanford continues to improve their scores on each one of their vaults. It started with Acoma in the 9.7. They've gone as high as 9.875. We're coming back to Pauley, the Pac-10 Gymnastics Showcase.